this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I have another Stretch the Sketch. This month we are working with this sketch, and I'm super excited about how this turned out. I wanted to try something a little bit different, and I think that it looks amazing in the end. I'm going to be using the Imagine That collection from Echo Park, the boy themed one. A part of their recent warehouse box sale, I bought a bunch of the stripes and dots, and I love the fact that I have those because I can use these tone-on-tone papers and they match the collections perfectly. I'm going to play around with the configuration of this grid style on the left hand side. It does not end up there at all. It actually is going to end up on the right. I thought about having the right hand side of the layout be the sketch part of it, and so that's why I have those two photos there on the right hand side, because he is looking to the right, but then I just realized that he's looking to the left. He's looking to the left in all of the photos, so it doesn't really matter which direction he's in because obviously he's going to be looking off the layout. What I decided to do for the sketch was actually shrink it, and you might think that that's a little interesting because I have a double page layout, but I put the elements of the sketch on the far left hand side of the layout and moved all of the elements over, shrunk them down a little bit, and then had this grid style photo starting on the left hand side and then moving to the right hand side. And I think it just flows so well and it just looks so awesome. And I think it's definitely something that I'm going to do again when I stretch a sketch because I just love the way that it turned out. Now that I've got the grid style photos on the right hand side, then I'm going to actually start working with the sketch. Now, what I decided to use was this blue circle paper. It kind of looks like bubbles, but it also has some stars in it. And I thought that that was perfect for the background. And I do go ahead and pull out my We Are Memory Keepers tag punch. And I'm kind of disappointed in this tag punch. I did buy it a while ago. It's been probably about a year, and I have used it quite a bit. However, the blade is going dull on it. So I'm not sure if there is a replacement blade for it, but it's definitely starting to tear my paper, and that's not something I like at all. For the bottom pieces of the sketch, I went ahead and pulled out my ticket punch and used that to punch the edges of 3 of the piece of paper, that like teal color, this navy that has like white splatters on it, and then the orange paper as well. I really wanted to use that teal paper towards the very bottom so that I could break up that orange and the red. I just don't think that that orange and red would have looked very well together, and I think it would have contrasted a lot. But with that teal piece there, it really helps that orange stand out against the red background. Now you can see the sketch kind of coming together. I did use 2 photos instead of a longer photo like the sketch calls for because my photos were in the 4x6 orientation. I also pulled out my templates for stitching, and I will link it below. I think I've said it a couple times now, but these templates are no longer available, and I have a link below for American Crafts. So if you want to contact them and ask them to bring these templates back, I am sure that there will be lots of people who would love for you to do that because these templates seem to be pretty popular. The template that I used was a really long stitch, and then it had me poke holes in a circle format, and I poked 6 holes. And then when you stitch that circle, you stitch it where they cross over each other, and it makes this little star shape, and I love the way that that turned out. I did only do it on the 3 sides because I knew that the bottom there would be covered up with the photos. I also decided to just do a cross stitch over on the far right hand side to tie in that pattern paper and that photo that's over there. I started working on the cluster on the right hand side, and I love that card there that says play is the work of childhood because that is definitely what he is doing in these photos. This is Connor. He was only with us for a short amount of time, right around the Christmas season. But in that time, we were able to do lots of fun things with him. So he had just gotten his haircut, and he has his mohawk, which he had been asking for quite a while. So we were able to get that for him. And then we were at a secondhand store, picking up a couple of things. We get a lot of the boys' clothing from that secondhand store, just because it's an awesome store, and they only sell children's secondhand clothing. And in that store, they had these little preschool Little Tykes skates that you like put on over your shoes, and they were only $3. And Connor was like, I really want to learn how to skate, and it was an adventure. It was definitely an adventure. So I had to pick them up because they were obviously only $3. So of course, you know, that's a very reasonable price for little skates like that. And he spent a couple hours out on my front porch, like in the driveway, trying to figure out how to skate and things like that. I decided that I was going to put my title in that square there that has the icons on it, which is like a bike, a little helmet, and a skateboard. And then it has a couple different settings like ready, set, go, things like that. And what I decided to do was my title was going to say let's roll. And I do use an enamel dot between the T and the S of let's. It doesn't really look the best, but I really just hate it when it doesn't have that little apostrophe. I wish more of the letter stickers would come with those apostrophes. So I do stick that up on fun foam and put it right there in the corner between the paper and the photos. And then I just start building up that cluster. I pulled out this awesome meter, that little circle, and then this skull and crossbones, and then also a little skateboard that says radical. So even though this wasn't kind of a skateboard theme, I thought that went well. I do my journaling off camera, and I type it up on my typewriter and then add some strips to it. So here is my final layout, as well as some close-ups. I would love for you to check out all of the ladies down below. There are tons of inspiration for this sketch and what the ladies do for stretching this sketch, and I think that you're going to get lots and lots of inspiration. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because that's all you're going to get on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.